we have one topic where we cover the reports. At that time, I will show you. Same way. See, Ara is asking one question, how to create country-specific chart of accounts. So in the transaction code, we have created the operational chart of accounts. No, there itself we create the country-specific chart of accounts. Same path, same transaction code.
So it is going to create a separate one, or do we need to choose the option from the country specific chart of account in the same chart, operational chart of account?
See, I will show you. See, edit chart of accounts. So click on new entries. Chart of accounts, for example, ABCD. Then ABCD chart of accounts. Maintenance language English. Length of GL account number 05. Click on save. Right? Now, for example, this ABCD is your country specific chart of accounts, right? In that case, assign company code to chart of accounts. Our company code is SSKH, right? So our operational chart of accounts is SSKH. Then the country specific chart of accounts, we assign ABCD, nothing else. That's all. So there is no system, there is no separate screen to create the country specific chart of accounts. Okay. Now, posting of purchase invoice, F-43. Document date is 3/2/2023. Within brackets, invoice date. Document date is 3/2/2023. Type is KR. KR means vendor invoice. Company code SSKH. Posting date 3/2/2023. Period 11. Currency INR. Look at the scheme. Here, this is the document header, right? In the document header, you have the field document number, right? Right down there. In the document number field, of the document number field, the user can enter the document number. If the number assignment to the document type is external. See, the user can enter the number by himself if the number assignment to the document type is external. Say, for example, we have defined the number ranges for document type KR, right? So by defining the number ranges, you can control whether the number assignment is external or internal. Here, for the document type, right, KR, whose number range number is 19, the external checkbox was not selected. Means number assignment is internal. Internal means the number is assigned by the user, right? Suppose if you select this external, then the number is to be given by the user. So where the user enters the number in the document number field. And if the user has to enter the number by himself, that number should be between these two numbers only. He cannot go beyond the number range. Next. In the reference column, in the reference field of document header, in the reference field of document header, the user can enter the purchase invoice number. The user can enter the purchase invoice number. That's how these two fields are used in the real time. Next, posting key 31 within brackets, credit for vendor per invoice. Credit for vendor per invoice. The account is, press F4, you can see the list of vendors, right? Vendor is 1851. The account is equal to 1851. Vendor number. Click on enter. The amount is equal to 75,000. The amount is equal to 75,000. Look at the screen. Here, okay, business area SSKH. Business area SSKH. Now, look at the screen, please. Payment terms is automatically defaulted there. How? Here, in the vendor master record, XK02. See, in the vendor master record, we have assigned the payment terms 0001, right? So I told you one sentence. I wrote one sentence in the material. See, certain specifications entered in the vendor master record, like payment terms, are automatically defaulted each time when we are processing the business transactions related to that vendor. So here, we have assigned the payment terms 0001 in the, sorry, not here, here. We have assigned the payment terms 0001 in the vendor master record, right? So that payment terms is defaulted there, nothing else. Clear, no? Then baseline date. B-line date means baseline date. 3/2/2023. Baseline date is equal to 3/2/2023. Write down there again. Baseline date is the date. Baseline date is the date from which the credit period is calculated. From which the credit period is calculated to determine the due date. To determine the due date. The baseline date is defaulted the baseline date is defaulted from the payment terms master record. The baseline date is defaulted from the payment terms master record. Here, the baseline date also did not enter, right? See, this baseline date is automatically defaulted from the payment terms master record. So how to create our own payment terms master record, later on we will see. But for the time being, see 0001 payment terms, right? Here, default for baseline date is defined here. Default for baseline date is selected as posting date, right? So what is the posting date we have entered? 3/2/2023. That's why the baseline date is defaulted as 3/2/2023. Okay. So it is the date from which the credit period is calculated to determine the due date. That means, for example, the payment terms 0001 stands for 30 days. Then from which date 30 days is to be calculated? From the baseline date. So the 30 days is calculated from the baseline date. Clear, no? Next. Text being. So if you are using the previous date as the posting date, right, it will take the previous date only. I will show you in the next invoice. Text being goods purchased. Text being goods purchased. Posting key 40. So in the case of vendor invoice, vendor account is to be credited and inventory of raw material account is to be debited. Inventory of the raw material account is GL account, right? So to debit the GL account, posting key 40. The account is 2,120,000. Click on enter. The amount is asterisk. Business area SSKH. Text plus. Click on save. See, document 3,01,000 was posted in the company code SSKH because for the document FKR, we have defined the number ranges from 3,01,000 to 4 lakhs. And this is the first document that has been posted. I mean, first purchase invoice that has been posted. So system has taken document FKR. Sorry, system has taken 3,01,000. Now let us post one more invoice for the second vendor. Procedure is same. Document date is 3/2/2023. Type is KR. Company code SSKH. Posting date 2/2/2023. Allah has asked one question. If you give the previous date as posting date, which date will be taken as the default date, right? So here, whatever the date you enter in the posting date will be taken by the system as default baseline date. Here, just to show you that function, I am giving the posting date to 2/2023. Posting key 31. The account is 1852. Click on enter. The amount is equal to 1 lakh. See? Okay. Business area SSKH. Payment terms 0001. Baseline date 2/2/2023. Why? For the payment terms 0001, default for baseline date was selected as posting date. Now clear, Arha?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you cannot see the participants chart, right? That's why I am reading out the question and I am giving you the clarification, Venkat. So I am going back. Document date 3/3/2020. 3/2/2023. I am posting another invoice for another vendor. Posting is 31. The account is 1852. Click on enter. The amount is 1 lakh. business area SSKH. See, payment terms 0001, baseline date, now it has taken 3/2, 3rd February. Next being goods purchased, posting key 40, account is 2,120,000. Click on enter. Amount is asterisk. Business area SSKH. Text placed. Click on save. Now, write down there. When the purchase invoice is posted, the system will update the following 2 tables. Sorry, 3 tables, not 2, 3 tables. When the purchase invoice is posted, the system will update the following 3 tables. Number 1, BKPF. Accounting document header table. BKPF, accounting document header table. BSEG, accounting document, line items table, accounting document, line items table. BSIS, secondary index table for vendor open items. See here, when you are creating the GL account master record, if necessary, we have to select open item management. But for the vendor, right, when you create the master record for the vendor, the system automatically assigns the open item management in the programming code itself. So here today we have posted this invoice, right, 75,000. But did you make the payment till now? No. So it is pending for payment. So this is called open item. So we can display the open items. For that purpose, the system updates another table, right? BSIS. These are called index tables. Index table is additional table which is updated from the regular table, right? All these things are not necessary. Just remember, BSIS is the secondary index table for the vendor account open items, nothing else. That's enough. So we posted 2 invoices, right? Then check vendor line item display. It is just similar to GL account line item display. FBL 1N. Vendor account is 1851. Company code SSKH. Select open items. Look at the screen, please. Here, open items. If you want to display what are the invoices pending for payment for this vendor, you select open items. Cleared items. If you want to display what are the invoices that have been paid for this vendor, right, you select the cleared items. If you want to display both the open items and cleared items, you select all items. Okay, so select open items. Open key date 3/2/2023. 3/2/2023. So as on this date, I want to display, right, what are the invoices pending for payment for this vendor. Layout is one SAP. Layout is one SAP. Click on execute. See, status red color, right? It is pending for payment. 75,000 is the open item. It is pending for payment. How can you say this is invoice? Document type KR. and this is called due date symbol. Bell icon represents due. So this invoice is due today because we have given the payment terms 0001 means payment immediate and baseline date is 3rd February, right? So this is due today. Suppose if you display the status tomorrow, that is 4/2/2023, right? See, overdue. Due date symbol overdue, right? So this is called line item display. Then display vendor account balance, FK10N. Vendor is equal to 1851. Company code SSKH. Fiscal year 2022. Click on execute. See, vendor account always shows credit balance, right? So credit total credit is 75,000. If you double click on the total, the system will display the 75,000 includes how many number of invoices? Multiple invoices or only one invoice? It's only one invoice. Now, display balance the sundry creditors reconciliation account. If you remember, we posted 75,000 for the first vendor, right? 1 lakh for the second vendor. So total, how much you have to pay? 1,75,000. But that has to be reflected in the general ledger accounting. So display balance in sundry creditors. FS10N. The account number is equal to 1,505. The account number is equal to 1,505. Company code SSKH. Fiscal year 2022. Click on execute. See, total 1,75,000. So if you prepare the balance sheet today, right, the system will take this figure into balance sheet from this account. Now, if you double click on the total, see, 75,000 is to be paid to the vendor 1,851. 1 lakh is to be paid to the vendor 1,852. Why so? Why the system is displaying the vendor numbers here? Because for the sundry creditors account, you have given the sort key 012. See, FS00. Sort key 012 vendor number. So the line items are displayed according to vendor number, right? Right down there. Observe the effect of sort key, right? Continue. The values of the sort key, are populated. The values of the sort key are populated in the assignment column of line item display. In the assignment column of line item display. Okay. Now, posting of outgoing payment. Let us assume that for the first vendor, we have paid full amount, 75,000, right? So when you make the payment to vendor, that is called outgoing payment. So how to post outgoing payment? Let us see. F-53. Document date is 3/2/2023. Type is KR. Company code SSKH. Posting date 3/2/2023. Period 11. Currency INR. Under bank data, account is 2,100,000. Normally, 2,100,000 means cash account, right? So here, normally we never make the payment through cash account. Always we make the payments to vendors through bank accounts only. But the bank account we have not yet created. The bank accounts are separately organized in SAP, right? So we have one topic, house banks. At that time, I will show you how to organize the bank accounts. So till then, let us use cash account only. Business area SSKH. Amount is equal to 75,000. Text being payment to vendor. Text being payment to vendor. Under Wapatam selection, account is vendor number 1851. Okay. One more thing is here also you have the document number. So if the document number is external, right? You can enter the document number here. Then reference. Say for example, for this vendor, you have 3 invoices, right? 101 invoice, 125 invoice number, then 130 invoice number. Okay. So towards which invoice you are making the 75,000 payment? Are you able to get my point? Suppose, for example, you have 3 invoices for this vendor to be paid, right? So we are paying 75,000 today. Towards which invoice the 75,000 we are paying? How do we know that information? For that, we enter the invoice number here. Suppose if you are making the payment of the 75,000 towards the invoice number 125, you enter the 125 here. Clear, everybody? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, click on process open items. This is called open items. So when you click on process open items, the system will display all the invoices which are pending for payment. So against which invoice this payment is adjusted, that is done in this screen. See here. Observe amount entered, amount assigned, and not assigned fields. Here, amount entered is 75,000. Assigned is 0. Assigned to what? Assigned to invoice. Then not assigned 75,000. Okay. Then to post the payment, the not assigned column should be ensured 0. Here in the not assigned column, there is a balance of 75,000. If there is any amount in the not assigned column, you cannot post it. To post the payment, always you have to see that the not assigned column becomes 0. See, if you click on save, the system is saying that the difference is too large for clearing. So you cannot post it as it is. So you have to make the not assigned column 0. For this purpose, the amount entered should be set off against the invoice. To set up the amount entered against the invoice, the amount entered should be equal to the amount due on the invoice. So here, the amount due on the invoice is 75,000 and the amount entered is also 75,000. So we can straight away set off. So how to set off? For setting up the amount entered against the invoice, right? Keep the cursor on amount entered and double click on amount field of the purchase invoice against which you want to post outgoing payment. See, keep the cursor on amount entered, left click. See, the cursor is blinking there, right? Then double click on invoice amount. See, not SN has become 0. Again, I'm doing, just look at it. Keep the cursor on amount entered, left click, double click on invoice amount. See, not SN has become 0. Now you can click on save. This process is called clearing process.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I have one query. If I make a payment 50,000 against the due amount is 75,000, and you have just said it should be same as due amount 75,000 and 75,000. If I make a 50,000, what I have to do?
Yeah, that is called part payment, right? So if you make the payment 50,000 only, that is called part payment, right? So the part payments are separately processed. It will come after this topic.
Okay.
Click on save. See, document 4,01,000 was posted in the company code SSKH. So from where the system has taken the document number 4,01,000? From the documented KZ. Now let us display the document. Go to menu document to display. See, cash account is credited, posting key 50. Vijay and company vendor account is debited, posting key 25. Right down there. Posting key 25. Debit for vendor. Posting key 25. Debit for vendor for outgoing payment. Debit for vendor for outgoing payment. Okay, write down again. When the outgoing payment is posted, the system will update the following 3 tables. BKPF document header table. BKPF document header table. Number 2, BSEG document to line items table. BSEG document to line items table. BSEAS secondary index table. From the secondary index table for vendor cleared items. See, look at the screen, everybody. What is the use of the tables? Already explained you, but again, I'm recapitulating for your purpose. Here in FB03, we display the document, right? So in this document, this is the line item part, right? This line item part is taken from the table BSEG. Okay? And it is displayed to you in the report. Then, if you click on this document header, the system is displaying many information, right? So this information is taken from the BKPF table. So that is what happens in the background, right? Now, we have displayed the open items, right? FBL1N. For this vendor, I am 1852 vendor, I am displaying the open items, right? So the system has taken this information from the BSIS table. Second index table, vendor open items. Clear? That is the use of the tables. Now, For the second vendor, I'm posting the payment. I will show you again posting of payment. Just look at this thing. Document date is 3/2/2023. Type is KZ. Company code SSKH. Posting date 3/2/2023. Period 11. Currency INR. Under bank data, account is 2,100,000. Business area SSKH. Amount is equal to 1 lakh. Text being payment to vendor. Under operation selection, the account is 1852 vendor number. Click on process operators. The amount entered is 1 lakh. Invoice amount is 1 lakh. So you can directly set up. Keep the cursor on amount entered. Double click on invoice amount. Click on save. See, document 4 lakh was posted. Like that, we can process the full payments. Then check vendor line item display. FBL1M. Let me close all the screens. Vendor account is 1852. Company code SSKH. Select to open. Sorry, 1851. Okay, you can write any vendor. 1851. Vendor account is 1851. Company code SSKH. Select to open items. Opened key date 3/2/2023. Layout is 1 SAP. Click on execute. See, system is saying that no item selected. Here, right, we have selected open items, right? So the system is saying no item selected. Means there is no any open items because it was paid. Now select cleared items. Select cleared items. Click on execute. These are called cleared items. Look at the screen. Document type KR. Document number 3 lakh. So what is this document type KR? Purchase invoice, right? So this purchase invoice is cleared. You can see the statement status grid color, right? So against this purchase invoice, you can see the clearing document number 4 lakh. So what is this clearing document 4 lakh 1? Payment document, right? How can you say this is payment document? You see the document number 4 lakh 1, document type KZ. KZ means payment. That means this invoice is cleared. Sorry, this invoice was cleared with this payment document. That is the use of the clearing document. Again, as usual, we can change the layout. As per your requirement, we can change the layout. In the line item display, you have these 3 columns, right? Change layout icon, select layout icon, and save layout icon. So you can make the changes to the layout as per your requirement. Now, we have executed the transaction with FBL3N, no? So in the FBL3N, we have selected cleared items, right? Then the system is displaying this information, right? So the system has taken this information from BSEAS table, secondary index table for vendor cleared items. Clear? Now, part payments. So how to process the part payments, we will see in Monday class, right? It takes more than half an hour, right? So we cannot stop this in between. I have to explain this topic at a store. We will see in Monday class. Any questions from anybody?
We don't have class tomorrow.
Yeah, actually tomorrow we don't have the class. Just a minute.